Alright guys, hello everyone, it is Kid3 here and welcome to the SummerSlam 2018 predictions. The biggest party of the summer, as we all call it. We have 13 matches on the card, 3 of them being on the pre-show, and wow, this card is pretty stacked. It's SummerSlam weekend. We got a takeover on Saturday, SummerSlam on Sunday, so it's going to be awesome. A lot of crazy stuff is going to go on during SummerSlam weekend. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. So let's just get right down to it with the predictions. All the predictions, all the drinking rules, all my social media will be put in the description down below. Feel free to put your predictions in the comments section down below. Let's get right down to it. Let's go. So starting with the pre-show, we have the Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander putting the title on the line against Drew Gulak. I have actually gone with Cedric Alexander. I just think keep the title on him. There isn't really anyone out there as of this moment who I would think deserves to be the Cruiserweight Champion. We got Lio Rush, which I think he will be a good champion. But he's obviously in a rivalry with Akira Tozawa as of right now, and I think he will move on to face Hideo Itami at some point. So Lio Rush is probably one of those guys who would have to still earn that opportunity at a later date. But this is Drew Gulak we're talking about. He won a Fatal 4-Way on an episode of 205 Live, and I just think keep the title on Cedric, to be honest. There isn't really much to say about this. I haven't really kept up to date with 205 Live, but I would just think that Cedric's going to hold on for the title a bit longer, and yeah, that's all I can really say about this one. I apologise, but I'm going with Cedric. Then next we have the Raw Tag Team Championships, the B Team putting the titles on the line against the Revival. This is kind of like a rematch. B Team retains the titles against Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt and the Revival in an episode of Raw, and the Revival have now a pay-per-view. They're finally back on the pay-per-view. Even though it's the pre-show, it's still something. I'm going with the B Team. You know, they've won the titles, I mean, like last month, so I would suggest keep the titles in the B Team for a little bit. I don't really see the Revival winning it anytime soon. I would have thought for SummerSlam that they were going to bring in the Authors of Pain, but they're currently in a rivalry with Titus Worldwide at the moment. So I'm going with the B Team. Keep them on there for a little while, because the Raw Tag Team Division. Sorry. Yeah, the Raw Tag Team Division. It's just pretty stale. It really is. They really need to come up with something, bring in some better tag teams, and see where we go from there. But as of right now, it just seems pretty stale. The B Team, probably only the one tag team that really seems to fit with the titles at the moment. So I'm going with the B Team. Then we have a mixed tag team match. We don't really get to see these often. It will be Rusev and Lana taking on Andrade, Cien, Almas and Zelina, Vega. I have gone with Almas and Vega. I do think that Aiden English is going to get involved once again and costing Rusev and Lana the matches. Yes, it's happened twice with Lana when she was facing Zelina Vega, and I think it happened once with Rusev when he was taking on Almas. So I would think Almas and Vega are going to be winning this one, and if I'm mistaken, it is their pay-per-view, their second pay-per-view debut. They had a match on the Extreme Rules pre-show, and Almas defeated Sin Cara, if I'm not mistaken. So keep the momentum going for Almas. So that's why I'm going with them, and I think Rusev will attack Aiden English after the countless times that he's been interfering and cost him the match. So I would suggest Almas and Vega win, and Rusev will attack Aiden in English, I would suggest. Now coming on the actual show now, we're going to be starting things off with Finn Balor versus big baldy Baron Corbin, and I've gone with Finn Balor because I just want this rivalry to end. It's boring. I hate it so much. There's no interest in this whatsoever, so I'm going with Finn Balor because, well, he's Finn Balor and he can't stop smiling from what we know, and Corbin is a big baldy bastard, so I'm going with Finn Balor for this one. Yes, round 2, Balor won the match at Extreme Rules, and I know that Balor's going to win this at SummerSlam, so I mean, yeah. Then next up we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Bludgeon Brothers taking on the New Day. I have actually gone with the Bludgeon Brothers for this one. I just think that the Bludgeon Brothers, sure, their title reign isn't really been interesting a lot. They had that one match with Team Hell No, which didn't really go as planned as we expected, because I would have thought Team Hell No was going to win Extreme Rules, but it didn't. I would have suggested that Sanity were going to face the Bludgeon Brothers at this rate, or possibly the Bar, because we haven't really seen the Bar on SmackDown. They only got involved in that tournament, and it's like, well, where the hell are they gone? So I'm going to Bludgeon Brothers, because I do really want to see a rivalry with Bludgeon Brothers and Sanity and see how that goes. But as of right now, the New Day pretty much done everything that there is, and I don't really see the New Day winning the championships again, to be honest. But New Day do make things interesting when they're tag champions, but I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to hold on to it for a little bit longer. So, but we have to see. But I'm going with the Bludgeon Brothers regardless. Then next we have the United States Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. I'm going with Shinsuke to retain. Not much of a reason why. I would have suggested Orton was going to be involved in this match to make it a triple threat, but that is not the case. I would think that Orton probably interfere and attack Hardy while the ref's not looking or something, or Orton's going to come out after the match and just be like, hey, I'm next to challenge you, Shinsuke. This is why I've been attacking Hardy, so he's out of the picture, and then I'm coming for the US title. So Shinsuke's going to win it. That was pretty underwhelming from what I saw at Extreme Rules. You know, Shinsuke gave Hardy the low blow before the bell went, hit the Kinshasa 1, 2, 3, and that was like the shortest match ever. So I think give Hardy some time off, because I really don't know where this is going. Hardy needs to do something new. It was nice for him to be US champion for, you know, for that period of time, but Shinsuke and Orton would be a good rivalry to see in the next pay-per-view. I would suggest we've got Hell in a Cell next, and I would think that it will be Shinsuke versus Orton, or it could be Hardy versus Orton, from what I've heard from rumours for the next pay-per-view. But as of right now, US title, Shinsuke is going to retain against Jeff Hardy. And next we have Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens, and this is for the Money in the Bank contract. If Braun was to get counted out or disqualified by any means, then Owens gets the contract. But I have actually gone with Braun for this one. They've done a lot with Braun this year. That weird WrestleMania tag partner revealed. It appears to be a 10-year-old boy. He won the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he surpassed Kane's most amount of eliminations. He's got like 13 eliminations in one Rumble match. There's a lot with Strowman. He's a big guy. He just tears everything apart, flipping trucks to the Kevin Owens show stage. And yeah, I would think Braun, because he's so over. It would be interesting for Owens to have Owens with the contract, but I would think they're just going to keep it on Braun, and possibly, maybe, he could cash in on the night. Who knows? That would be very, very surprising. But as of right now, I don't think Braun's going to cash in anytime soon. I think he's going to wait at a later date. But as of right now, I'm going with Braun to retain the contract. And next up we have a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella retaining, Carmella putting the title on the line against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Surprisingly enough, I have actually gone with Carmella. I know it sounds very surprising for some of you, but with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, you know, Charlotte was pulled into this match last minute. I would think Carmella is somehow going to walk away. Still, the SmackDown Women's Championship in her grasp. Becky and Charlotte are going to have that little sort of thing going on. Possibly either Becky or Charlotte's going to somehow roll them up, coming up for a near fall, and then Carmella's just going to somehow ruin it for all of us. It's going to be very surprising. I would think Carmella's going to retain. Regardless, it was surprising that Carmella actually retained at Backlash when she retained it against Charlotte. But I think with Ellsworth out of the picture, you know, Ellsworth's gone, he's fired. Carmella somehow needs to prove herself that she can just do it on her own, just like what she did with Charlotte back at Backlash. So I've gone with Carmella. It would be nice for Becky Lynch to win because she's so over. But I would be more surprised if Carmella was to actually prove herself that she can do this on her own and actually beat not only Charlotte 3 times, but also Becky Lynch. But regardless, I pick Carmella. I know it's very surprising for some of you, but it would be very interesting that she wins. I wouldn't even mind if Becky Lynch wins because I know that she deserves it and she's done so much work on SmackDown recently. But as to say, I've gone with Carmella for this one. I'm sorry guys, but I know a lot of you guys are pretty disappointed in me. I've gone with Carmella, but I do have somewhat of a valid point. Carmella just needs to prove that she can do it on her own without having someone interfering and helping her out. So that's why I've gone with Carmella, and possibly at Hell in a Cell I would like to see Becky and Carmella on its own, but who knows what can happen. But a Becky Lynch and Charlotte storyline would be very, very interesting in the foreseeable future. But as of right now, Carmella to retain, and then we'll see how we go from there. So. And next we are going with the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler putting the IC title on the line against Seth Rollins, but they have a little body on their side, or should I say a big fella. Drew McIntyre is with Ziggler, and the returning Dean Ambrose is in Rollins' corner. I have actually gone with Seth Rollins. A lot of the rumours that I've been hearing is that Seth is supposedly going to win and then Ambrose is going to turn heel. It's still pretty weird for me to see Ambrose's new look, and he's very jacked and, you know, turning into more of like a 40 figure, I would say, because, you know, he's got a shaved head, and it just looks absolutely weird in my opinion. But I would think that Rollins is going to win, and if the rumours are true, Ambrose is somewhat going to attack Rollins after the match, and Ambrose versus Rollins once again. Who knows? But I do feel like Ambrose does look like he's going to turn heel regardless of, because of his new look. But we have to see. So I'm going with Rollins on this one. Or I think not only if Ambrose was to attack Rollins after the match, or somehow during, I would think Ambrose is somewhat going to do some sort of shenanigans and do something. But we'll just have to see. So I went for Rollins regardless, and then Ambrose is probably going to attack Rollins after the match or something. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Then we've gone with the match that we all looking forward to seeing, 8 years in the making, even though they had that one match at Night of Champions 2010 where the US title was on the line. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I think with the 2K showcase returning for 2K19, it does kind of make sense that Bryan is going to be winning. Now, I just watched Cultaholic's video of their predictions, and they picked The Miz for this one, and they somehow wanted this rivalry to continue if The Miz was to win, and then we get that big nice match at WrestleMania 35. That would be nice. I would just think, because the 2K Showcase is back in WWE games, it does kind of make sense in a way for Bryan to win. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I would very much like to see Bryan win this. I mean, their promos and how the storyline's going, very, very good stuff. I would just think Bryan's going to win it regardless because, well, he's Daniel Bryan, and because of the 2K Showcase returning. So I've gone with Bryan for this. We're up to see this Sunday. And then we have the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. I've gone with Styles. He surpassed JBL's WWE title reign on SmackDown. Yeah, from what I've seen from the rumours, we're going to see Styles versus Joe again at Hell in a Cell. Possibly in a Hell in a Cell match. I just think Styles is just going to retain regardless, that he is the cover star in WWE 2K19, which I have pre-ordered, by the way, the deluxe edition. That's pretty much more the reason. He's going to keep the title and obviously going to promote the game. So, I mean, it's kind of reasonable enough as to why I've gone with Styles, and a lot of people have kind of agreed with that, because he's the cover star of this year's WWE game. So I've gone with Styles, and then obviously they're going to have a rematch around Hell in a Cell according to the rumours, which I think are true, and we'll just have to see what goes on from there really. But I'm going with Styles regardless, so AJ Styles. And then the Raw Women's Championship match, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. I think we all know how this is going to end. Ronda Rousey's going to win. Yeah, we just all know what's going to go down. You know, Ronda's been trying to get her hands on Alexa Bliss, and we've seen a few things here and there. I think Ronda's just going to win this very quickly, regardless. And yeah, there's not much of a reason. I'll just go with Ronda Rousey because she's Ronda Rousey, and we all know that she's going to get Alexa Bliss in the armbar, tap out, boom, she's a champion. So yeah, not much of a reason there, but I'm going with Ronda Rousey. So that pretty much says it. Pretty much wraps up that bit. And finally, I can't believe we're getting this again, but please just let this damn thing end. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. I've gone with Roman Reigns. Just let this be over with, please. Please let this be over with. Reigns, win the title, and then we can just shut up about it so you can stop chasing the title. 3 years in the making with Brock Lesnar. I hate this so much. It would have been nice if we saw Lesnar versus Lashley, but we don't. Just give the title to Reigns. Come on, don't be a dick. Just let the title go to Reigns, please. Just please. I'm going with Reigns. Just don't mess this up. I swear, do not mess this up like it were at Royal Rumble. Do not. I know this is going to be very brutal, just like what we saw at WrestleMania, but I'm going with Reigns. Just let him win so we can shut up. No more Brock Lesnar. Lesnar can go back to the UFC after this and face, I forget the guy's name because I don't really watch UFC, but just let Reigns win. Come on, man. Just let Reigns win. So yeah, that is basically it. That is it for my predictions for SummerSlam. As I have mentioned in the beginning, all the predictions, all the drinking rules, my social media is in the description down below if you do want to check that out. Also, feel free to put your predictions in the comment section down below. I'm Kivicity3. Hope you guys enjoy SummerSlam this Sunday. as will I. And I'll see you for the next video. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.